Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Allah Noah Bahasham Yahushai Basham Rakakodash. More restaurant closures. New York Post has stated that Red Lobster workers were blindsided as seafood chain abruptly closes at least 50 restaurants, including 14 in New York and New Jersey. And New York being a major hub or a capital city, one of the prime locations in America, nationally and internationally, for business. So, for example, when you see expensive colognes or perfumes or any kind of so-called what they'll call a high-value brand, right? Due to marketing and promotions and commercials, right? They always have, what do they have there? They have London, Paris, New York, right? And this hitting New York, okay, 50 restaurants have closed, and you got about what? Near enough, about a third, approximately about almost a third of them, closing in New York, stroke New Jersey, the East Coast. And this is, obviously the grinding ceasing, and plus it's a good thing as well, because what the hell are they promoting? Red Lobster. And lobster is not no food. All right, it's a bottom feeder which you're not supposed to eat. All right, pursuant to the Levitical law. Okay, and if they abruptly closed 50 restaurants, obviously there was no notice period. I don't know if they're going to give you maybe, because some companies might give you, I don't know how it works in restaurants, and because it was many years ago I was a student working in jobs like this, but obviously if you work in a certain area or certain company, if they let you go, they'll usually let you go, and they might put you on what they call garden leave, where you were not doing nothing, but you're just getting paid till the end of the month, and they might include another 2-3 weeks extra salary. So all in all, you might get about anything from 7 to 8 weeks worth of money thrown in when you leave. Now these guys, I highly doubt were given any kind of notice period or any kind of like, for example, if they left partially through the month, which it is, because this is, was it when was this? 12 hours ago. So we're halfway through the month. So I'm assuming they get paid bi-weekly or the end of the month. So they're just going to get paid their 2 weeks money. They're not going to get, they might not say, okay, that's going to pay, we'll pay you to the end of the month. All right. But that's yet to be disclosed, whether they disclose that or not. Obviously, if they're talking about they're not making any money, right? Because a lot of people, because it's a continuous cycle, right? Working from home, working remotely is great, okay, because you save on travel. And hell, the world is not like it used to be. It's completely shit out there right now, which is great because this world needs to close anyway, right? Which automatically affects restaurants, businesses, sandwich places, and the bottom line as well in terms of commerce. But on the flip side, right, they're promoting e-commerce on a heavy basis. Now, what they usually do is they promote, like, for example, I went to buy some sneakers, right? And the lady, when I was buying them, said to me, if you purchase them online, you get 10% off. And I said, it's all right. I'm here right now. Let me just buy them, get it out of the way, right? Because, as men, we just want to do our shopping and get the F out of there. I don't really want to dilly-dally about. You get what you need to get and go home, right? Um, and what they're doing is they're giving you greater discounts to purchase online. All right, you're getting greater discounts, uh, you know, if you use the e-commerce way, which is purchasing online or online purchasing, right? Which ultimately means a lot of brick and mortar stores, physical stores that is, are closing. Hence the reason why you go to, towns and cities all across the UK and America, where they're like ghost towns, and you see a lot of homeless people. You know, it's becoming like kind of like Mad Max to a certain degree. It's got that sort of eerie feeling towards that, as well as the movies like The Road or The Book of Eli is getting in that direction. So just read some of the comments here. This is why today's generation isn't giving out 2-week notices anymore. Okay, I mean it's not just necessarily Generation Z that works there. I'm obviously gonna thumb it up because yeah, f this place. We want this place to go. You know, I wish Esau would hurry up the f about it. You know, because talking about 2030, they want to do this and that third. I don't think it's going to be that long for this place to pop, for the bubble to pop already. All right, and and plus this is the grinding. It's going to be a snowball effect. All right, there's going to be a lot more people out of work, and if you are in between jobs or you're looking for work yourself, you're going to know that compared to 3 years ago, right? If you're looking for work at that time, you're inundated with interviews, no matter what your area of expertise is. It's very, very slow right now. Even Elder Apostle Gabar said that it's harder to find a job right now. Hence the reason why they even said to certain brothers out there, don't leave your job, just stay with it, right? Because the grinding is ceasing, so you're going to need to earn your daily bread. But if your back is against the wall, right, and you're in a situation and you call upon the name Yahweh Shem Yashai, because remember, the Lord puts you in the furnace of affliction because we are a sacrifice, a righteous sacrifice. Because the Lord Yahweh Shai went through his hour of darkness and hour of temptation and being put through the furnace of affliction. Obviously, we can't compare to our King, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Brakti Yahweh Shem Shai. We can't compare to that, but we're going to get a small inkling or a small touch of that going through that. So there's going to be areas of doubt. There's going to be areas where things ain't moving. There's going to be areas where you don't feel motivated to do things. You just want to lie in bed. There's going to be areas where you feel depressed. But you just got to think about it. Have you been in that situation before? Didn't the Lord get you out of it? The Lord will get you out of it again. All right. Because while this place is still it's dwindling heavy, which is great, which is what we want. But those of you that require money to survive or whatever your situation may be, the Lord will either provide you a job or the Lord will provide you a lawful means. Some I don't know. The Lord will provide you a way. Okay, the Lord will provide. All right, and that's just a little. I just wanted to put a little few paragraphs of positivity there for brothers that are, you know, being put through the ringer. All right, okay. Now I'm just going to go into the UK. Obviously, we know about America. A lot of the stores are closing. A lot of the stores are closed here as well. I made videos on that. Because we have companies like Wilkinson or Wilco for short, which will be this equivalent of Walmart, which is like a one-stop shop for buying, underwear, socks, and your I don't know, paint. They've got some little, light, little desk lights and stuff like that, and candy, and your just general like pegs for clothing. When you put them out on a washing line, just the general stuff for women to go in there and buy their day to day things. And that's closed as well. All right, and there was several hundred locations, approximately 300 locations in the UK that were shut down, I believe at the time, from what I remember. And also over here as well, 50 pubs closing every month as inflation crisis bites. UK restaurants insolvencies jump by more than 60% in a year. All right. All restaurant chains that have collapsed, restructured. It's only getting worse. Why so many restaurants are closing? So it's happening across the board. All right. And one of the main reasons is soaring bills. Restaurants and pubs have struggled with rising energy costs, which is done by design, rent and food bills. Many establishments have seen substantial increases in utility bills, gas, electricity, putting immense pressure on their finances. Staff shortages, labor shortages have driven up employment costs, making it difficult for businesses to maintain operations. The national living wage and changes to pensions legislation have added to the burden. No show booking. So if you book and you don't show up, you know, that impacts their bottom line. And then you got the COVID and Brexit after effects. All right, so I think the Brexit thing was going on in 2017. Started then, from what I remember. And sorry, the Brexit thing, and then COVID was in late 2019, early 2020. So it's been like a big spiral effect. It made a big downward effect for the last 6 to 7 years. Regarding this particular subject. Ground rents and produce costs. Out of control ground rents have risen. Are out of control ground rents and rising produce costs have forced many bars, restaurants, and pubs to close their doors permanently. Okay. And we got this is 7 days ago, by the way. Okay, Wales Online. Okay, 2,000 more pubs and restaurants shut down for good in the last year. So that's 2023. So how much more this year? All right. And we got Red Lobster. We touched on that. Nearly 50 locations. All right. It talks about Red Lobster filing Chapter 11 in April. All right. What does this say here? What's this about? Restructuring. Because the Lord said, if you're going to build, the Lord's going to throw down. Bella Italia. All the restaurant chains that have collapsed rest this year. All the restaurant chains that have collapsed, restructured, and cut jobs this year. So all the restaurant chains that have collapsed, restructured, and cut jobs this year. So some restaurant chains have collapsed and they were restructured, but they still cut jobs. So restaurants, pubs, bars, cafes, and leisure venues were forced to shut their doors in March when the virus first struck. Oh, this is December 2020. Okay, this is an old article. Here's a list of restaurant and hospitality chains which have collapsed into administration 2020. Carluccio's, Gourmet Burger Kitchen, Pret a Manger, NatWest Bank, Costa. All right. Royal Mail is having a lot of, which is basically like the U.S. Postal Service. They're having, they're getting rid of a lot of people as well. A lot of people are doing part-time jobs now there, but they're going to need them still because a lot of people order online and Amazon use Royal Mail for delivery. So a lot of them, the ones that have been there for a while, are going to still keep their jobs to a certain degree. Gourmet Burger Kitchens axes 362 jobs and closes 26 restaurants. And some of these companies were around since the early 90s. Yeah, I mean, the UK is not the same. You can feel the energy change. People don't even dress properly no more. How we Jakes are. When we're gonna hit the streets, we're gonna make sure that we look right. You know, a lot of this new generation, especially these damn devils, these Edomites, that come out in their Crocs. I seen people at the supermarket late at night in their pajamas and a robe. I said, "What the hell is going on here?" So you can't make the effort just to put a hoodie and tracksuit bottoms on or something. You know, this whole place is dying, man, which is good, which is what we want. Ecclesiasticus. We'll start with 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. You know how Jake talks. I'm gonna go and grind. I'm gonna grind. I'm on the grind. No matter what they do, grinding means they're going against the grain because they're earning their money. They're putting in that hard work. They're working by the sweat of their brow. And even if they're using their mind, they're still working by the sweat of their brow because you need a mind to do anything. To do most things, right? You can't just walk around willy nilly like a damn clone. You know, you know. And the grinder cease because there are few, meaning that there are fewer jobs, and those that look out the windows be darkened. So a lot of people feel that way. A lot of Jakes feel that way. Where you're thinking, what the hell? What's going on? How am I gonna pay my bills? How am I gonna take care of my children? How am I gonna buy food? You know, how am I gonna, pay my car insurance? How am I gonna pay my electricity or gas bill? A lot of people feel like that. I don't care about the heathen. We're talking about Jake as a collectively, but amongst them, you got the elect as well that are feeling the same way. But their hope is in the Lord because our comfort is the scriptures of Yahweh Bashim Ashai. You know, so we got that hope and we got that comfort, even though the flesh and the spirit always war. Because um, the Lord does say that He's a man of war, and the ultimate war is always against yourself because the spirit is always. It says Yahweh Shemashah is a man of war, and the ultimate war is when you have war with yourself because the spirit is always fighting the flesh. You're always fighting your mind as well. Because even though man's goings are of the Lord, we sometimes make stupid decisions that puts us in a real effed up predicament. We're thinking, why the hell did we do that? If I didn't do that, I'd be here. If I didn't do that, I'd be here. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be in this predicament right now. It's always hindsight. But sometimes, like, for example, like Job. Job had everything. Job was rich, right? But Yahweh Hashem Yashai, had a bet with Satan and put him into a predicament, you know, where he wanted to test Job's faith, you know, gave him illnesses and boils and took his, money away, made him, really, really in a bad way. But the Lord stuck it out. I mean, sorry, Salakia, Job stuck it out till the end. And Job means affliction, Job. Isn't working in this world affliction? Means affliction. And he stuck it out till the end. And when he stuck it out till the end, the Lord gave him back everything and more, you know? And so we're getting a little bit of that right now, some of us. It doesn't mean that, you know, whatever happens, even if the grinding ceases, the Lord will provide you a way, where you won't be begging on the street. All right? The Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, will provide you a way where you'll be able to pay your bills. While this pound sterling and euro and dollar is still sort of in effect. All right. But once that charagma, Revelation 13:16 comes into effect, that's when you gotta, that's when I believe Yahweh Shai will put everything to overdrive in terms of miracles. Even though we're seeing miracles daily, but it'll be like properly like it'll be like watching I don't know, a Marvel movie or something. Verse 4, Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. When the sound of grinding is low, work is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, not a lot of people are, you know, except Jake. You won't see a lot of people of other nations playing their radio, painting their front yard, or painting whatever kind of painting they'll be doing, or gardening, or mowing their lawn, or whatever. You won't see that no more. Not these days, anyway. All right, and then on top of that, the doors of music being brought low also means that the music is completely shit. It's complete trash. All right, you can listen. I've always had. I'm in my 40s, so I've always, even in my teens, in the 90s, when I was a younger man, in the early 90s, I would like music from the 50s. I love that stuff. I would love movies that were set in the 50s. I love the cars. I love the fashion. I love the way the women dressed, wearing the big, those dresses. You know, um, that Peggy Sue look. um, I just love that era. Obviously it wasn't too favorable for Jake, but I didn't. We just love the era, and obviously Jake made America great with their car designs and fashion and music. Um, but going back to the music side, I always love that sort of stuff, and to this day, I like 50s, music, rock and roll, the doo wop, you know, and then you got the 70s, you got the Motown and all that. I love that. I could still listen to that to this day. You know, it's like you got the old school Chicanos, the tribe of Issachar. You know, uh, they make old school music look real cool because they're Israelites. You know what I mean? And they still like that. And with this new shit, this new age music, I can't listen to it. It's like a gremlin rapping. It's like a gremlin rapping, and there's a dark energy to it. I just can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Even if they got some kind of bars, I just can't deal with it. You know, I say, call me an old head. I'm just gonna stick to the era that I know. Even though it was wicked, it's wicked then as well. The '90s, when I was in my 20s, right? It was wicked then, but you know, it's it was less wicked than it is right now. Right now, it's just really off the chain. Man, you got faggot rappers, you got dyke rappers, tattoos over the face. It's like back in the day, you would try and find someone or find people. Okay, yeah, that person's got a tattoo. That person's got a tattoo. It'd be the odd person here and there. Now it's like try and find a person, or actually no, forget a person. Try and find a female with no damn tattoos. What the hell is with this septum ring shit? It doesn't even make a female look attractive, man. I can understand a little a nose ring. That sort of adds a little of pop to a woman's face, makes her look attractive, or a nose stud. Like how East Indian women have it, a nose stud. But that damn septum ring, I don't know what the hell that's about. That just doesn't looks demonic and it doesn't look attractive at all. You know? Right, so the daughters of music are brought low. The music is trash. Okay? Verse 5, Ecclesiastes 12:5. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Verse 6, or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken or at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Okay? So we're at the point where everything is failing. And obviously, there's another thing that sort of come into my mind as well when I was, this image, right, of he's not a real king, right? When I first saw this yesterday, last night, all right, what's the 15th today? 15th today, right? 11:58 p.m. last night when I saw it, or somebody posted it rather, right? How the hell do you expand this thing? Here we go, right? He's wearing his army regalia. They're showing his ugly face, and it's red, completely red everywhere. When I first saw it, it just reminded me, okay, we're just coming into a time of Jacob's trouble, World War III, you know, and along with Jake's back being pushed against the wall, it's going to be complete bloodshed because spiritual power will come as well onto those elect members that are going to get it on this side as well as being changed. So this just means, okay, he's in his army uniform. He's not wearing his a suit, all right, or with a rod hanging around his neck with a so-called tie. He's wearing his army regalia. Okay, he's got a smirk on his face, and there's nothing but blood or redness everywhere, which means war. And I believe there's a butterfly there, and a butterfly means change. Okay, so they're hoping to create their new world order, right? Or as well as on the flip side, a butterfly also means change that the elect are going to be. That's the way I see it through spiritual eyes. All right, and it also reminds me of that portrait of the guy in Ghostbusters 2, that big Edomite in the picture that came to life. You know, that came to take over the earth and wanted a baby so he can put his spirit into it, so he can rule the earth in a demonic way. You know, kind of sort of reminds me of that. Um, but this goes to show, you know, we're approaching that time where, you know, might have a couple of days of sunshine. Everybody might be a little upbeat or whatever, but then it gets cloudy. You know, Issa doing his, it gets cloudy. You see the chemtrails in the air. You know, and it's coming to that time where it's really going to get bad out here. And this is just another indication with this latest painting revealed right now. Okay, after May Day as well, right? And May Day is a public holiday in the UK. So when there's destruction and things are about to happen, like you see American movies say Mayday, 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 when the plane is about to crash or whatever, right? But they call it May Day, right? Which is like they put it in they put demonic holidays in a disguise format, like Christmas and Halloween, trying to make it fun for the children. And May Day is one of them. And I believe in May Day is like they sort of coincided with the demonic holidays and the demonic rituals. And this is just another indication of the sign of the times as well. All right, definitely a sign of the times, and it's definitely an omen of what's to come. Definitely an omen of what's to come. All right, like that Jake who had that tattoo on his face of blood red tears on his face. Let me see if I can find that tattoo. Where are we? What the hell? Tattoo of man with blood red tears. It was an Israelite as well. So-called black man. No, that's not him. That is not him. Tattoo of. Let me type in black man. Oops. All right, I can't find him. Look at images. Yeah, it was like that. It was like that, but it was on a so-called black man. All right, with blood red tears, and I believe it was on Twitter or one of the videos that the brothers made, the prophets made online, and that was like an ominous sign as well, like an omen, you know that. And then I made a comment on the video saying that he's just basically prophesying on his face of what's to come on this planet Earth, where a lot of people will be shedding tears because this place is about to blow up, literally, financially, physically and mentally, and a lot of people don't know what's coming. You know, you watch all these shows about Jake's talking about generational wealth. They have no idea. They think this world is going to go on forever. Okay, when I talk about the world, they talk about they think that this Edomite or this so-called white man rulership is going to go on forever. They don't know that this bubble is about to pop. You know that it could happen any time. All right, hopefully it happens soon, man. This during the summer. All right, because what you got to understand is once this bubble pops, the financial infrastructure crashes. That's 50% of the problems resolved. Whereas meaning that you don't have to deal with the bills anymore. You don't have to deal with job interviews no more, looking for work. That's that part done away with. All right. And the next, but the people that are going to still deal with it are going to be the people that take the CHIP, that rice grain made of metal in their right hand or their left hand or their forehead. All right. Revelation 13, 16, and 17. But the hopeful elect are not going to take it. But the Lord is going to provide for us in other ways. Okay. The Lord did say nation shall rise against nation, and that's going to happen. All right. So we're coming into that time. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to keep it too long, because I know that some Jakes don't like long videos. But anyway, all praise to you, Habashim Yashai, Bashim Rakakadash. We're coming into that time. Shalom.